Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Scrap Mechanic Auto Racing League. You're joining us here at Beckwith Raceway for a stock exhibition race containing the same racers that you knew from the Generation 2 race a while back. While this race is similar to the last one, there's no points for a championship. However, the racing and competition is real. We're going to start off today with a qualifying session. Each racer will get one hot lap in order to try to get the fastest time to get pole position. Normally, I would announce the sponsors, but since we don't have any official sponsors yet, let's just get right to it. Starting up first, we have Ryder coming towards the line for his first hot lap and only hot lap, and let's see how he does. It's kind of interesting being the first one to go for this kind of stuff because you don't know what your time to beat is, so hopefully he can go fast enough and not be beat by anybody else. He's been doing pretty good lately. He had a bad qualifying when the Generation 2 race, I believe, but I think he ended really well. I think he might have won that race even, so he's been doing good. Let's see how he does for the rest of this qualifying session and for the rest of this race. He took that chicane really well, actually. Here on Beckwith Raceway, that chicane is a lot of time made or lost, actually. There's been a lot of understeering incidents in the practice sessions, and now into the snake, there's also been understeering. The snake is probably the most technical section of this course. We've got some quick hairpins. We got 1, 2, 3 hairpins coming into the last couple turns, and then a very long stretch and sprint pretty much straight down to the finish line. So he's coming around this last turn onto the last corner, taking this really well, actually. You can see the drone kind of flying around there. And here he goes. Let's see what his time is going to be. The benchmark time is coming up. That was not bad. He finished pretty well. He didn't have any issues, and it seems like he finished with a 66-second run. Okay, so 106.667 is the starting time. Okay, now let's see how Lemon Racer does. He had a pretty decent finish also in a Generation 2 race, but now let's see how he does. First corner really well, didn't have any braking incidents. There's been a lot of times where people have been late to brake on that first corner because of all the speed that they've gained, and they just slide straight into the wall. But seems like Lemon Racer and White Ryder has that covered. Coming to the chicane, he seems to be doing it pretty well, getting a little bit slow, but a good exit. Okay, a pretty decent exit actually. Had to correct a little bit, but that wasn't too bad. We're also trying to figure out the format for these qualifying sessions. So we can either have it so that we show the whole session or the whole lap, or have just kind of highlights. So we'll have both, a mix of both. So the first half will be the whole sessions or the whole lap, and then the next half of this, I guess, qualifying session, it's going to be just partial highlights or clips from their laps. And let me know what you guys want. This is just a beta test of pretty much the whole race, so let me know what you guys think. And it looks like Lemon Racer is a little bit behind, 0.17 seconds behind the leader, but overall, not a really bad lap. Let's see how his finishing time ends up. I don't think he made any time on that backstretch because of his exit, but 0.018, so only gaining 1,000th of a second, or losing 1,000th of a second to White Ryder, and that'll put him in a comfortable second for now. I don't know who's next. It looks like Chaos Shifter is next for his next hot lap, and let's see how he ends up, or she, depends on how you want to gender these fake cars. Crossing the line at really high speed, actually. Whoa, seems like we had a little bit of a brake failure there at the end. I don't know, I can't tell. Okay, yeah, Chaos Shifter seems to have hit that back wall like I mentioned earlier. Let's see the replay. Yeah, there's a little puff of smoke there showing something was wrong with the braking, or was way too late to brake, and so that sent them over into the wall. So, but that's okay. I mean, it's a test race, so there's no actual championship points on the line. Coming into the chicane, 3 seconds behind. I believe this is 3 seconds behind of Lemon Racer is how the timing and scoring system is working right now, because it's a little bit broken. But we'll get that fixed for the next actual races. We might have another beta race, but we'll see. Coming to the snake, we see Lemon Racer getting out the way as a good sport. That's good for Lemon Racer. Chaos Shifter comes through. Not bad, not bad. Getting a little bit of a slide over there. Okay, but that's not good, or not bad, excuse me. Drone shot seems to be okay. Let me know what you guys think of these camera angles. That's also another point of feedback that I want to hear. And as long as the music too. Okay, in the last stretch, we got a little bit over 3 seconds, 3.2. Let's see how Chaos Shifter ends this lap. All right. Has a little bit of a slide across the line. Has been just kind of all over the place. All right, 3.332 seconds behind. 109 is the time to not beat. I believe that'll probably place them last. Up next is Grasshopper, coming across the line for their hot lap. Not bad. Let's see how they brake. It seems like they're braking fine. Okay, pretty neat. Was a little bit away from the apex there, but I think they're just playing it safe. And ends up 0.1 ahead, so a little bit over a tenth ahead. And it seems like, yeah, they're going off of the timing and scoring board is going off of the last qualifier's time, not the actual qualifier's time. So we don't really know exactly where they're going to end up mid-qualifying, but that's okay. We'll see how they do afterwards. The chicane was pretty good for Grasshopper. I just noticed. You can see they're having some really good speed up into the snake. The first hairpin, taking it really well, getting stopped down, getting settled in here for the brakes. Okay, not bad. Was a little bit wide on the exit of that turn. Not bad, not bad. All right, coming into the final turn. Got some crazy camera angles there. Okay, coming into the final turn, it seemed like he tried to get into the middle of the pack, but he's doing okay. This might get him third or second, depending how the timing goes. Crossing the line pretty decently. We'll just start their cooldown lap now. Okay, that's third for Grasshopper by 0.7 of a second behind White Ryder. Wow, White Ryder is actually showing them up, actually doing really well. There's good qualifying time. Next is Red Thunder. Let's see how they do. They're starting up their warm-up lap to get ready into their hot lap, coming around the penultimate turn, and let's see how this goes. Wow, a little bit of a slide across the line. That'll be interesting. We don't know if that'll make them gain or lose time, but it seems like they're doing pretty well. Oh wow, Red Thunder slides across the starting line and seems to have made time off a Grasshopper at least. It's starting to lose time to them. I think their acceleration is starting to catch up to them, but let's see if they can make up or lose a bunch of time in the chicane. Actually, that wasn't bad of a chicane. I think that'll be good. Yeah, they're over 3/10 ahead of Grasshopper. This actually might be in contention for a pole position. Coming into the snake, first corner really well, 6/10 up. Wow, they have been. Wow, Red Thunder is on a roll today. I believe they are angry from the last race from a long time back, and wow, this is good. This is really good. 8/10 up, almost a second up on Grasshopper. Actually, yes, over a second up into the last corner, over 1.2 seconds up. This might be pole position, everybody. Let's see how he comes off on this last run. Doing well, doing well. Nothing, no slides like he did the first time, and decently, very decent. Very good qualifying run for Red Thunder. Let's see where that puts him. That puts him first. Yeah, pole position with a 106.30, over 3/10 up from White Ryder. That's going to be the time to beat. Let's see if his color nemesis can do it. I don't know. We'll see. Blue Bruiser has had an interesting couple races. Not too well in the beta test from Generation 2 or Generation 3, but he's always back for more. Always done a lot of training in the off season, and we'll see how they do. Okay, so we're going to just be showing highlights. Blue Bruiser was 2/10 up at first, coming up to the snakes, or coming out of the snake, he was 5/10 down from Red Thunder. So we'll see how that ends up. Now he's 6/10, finishes in fourth with over 6/10 back from Red Thunder. And now I believe up next is going to be Sweet Haze in the purple. Nice purple there coming through the snake to the penultimate turn. About to start their hot lap. Sweet Haze also had a pretty decent finishing in the Gen 2 testing. Let's see how he ends up this time. Crossing the line. At a decent speed. Doesn't seem like he was at his top speed at the line yet, but we'll see how he ends up after this first corner. Yeah, he was a little bit behind Blue Bruiser actually from that last time. Ends up a 0.8 and has a really slow exit off the chicane. Coming into the snake, we'll see how his time drops. Yeah, by over half a second behind Blue Bruiser. So this might put him in 7th or 6th place depending on how the timing goes. All right, coming into the pretty much the last straightaway, speeding as he can. Gain a little bit of time after the snake at 4/10 down. And let's see where that puts them. Okay, we're still waiting on the timing and scoring. Yep, there it is. 6th place, 1 second down from Red Thunder with a 107.486. Last but not least is Black Knight, a fan favorite, so I've heard. Although we only have like 3 fans, so I guess if you have 1 fan, that makes you a favorite. 2/10 up from Sweet Haze, not bad, but actually not doing the greatest. Over Well, no, after the chicane, did a pretty decent chicane and made some time, and it's over 4 tenths up from Sweet Haze. Nearly gets rammed into by Sweet Haze. That might have been a little bit of a bad move on Sweet Haze, and Black Knight might try to take revenge for that at the race. Over 6 tenths up. Let's see what place that puts him. That puts him in 4th with a 106.717, 4 tenths below Red Thunder and 6 tenths above Sweet Haze. That was a pretty decent qualifying session. Let's see how this race turns out. For those of you just joining us, it's now race day. We had a really interesting qualifying session with Red Thunder leading the way with a 66.30 and Chaos Shifter, after a small mistake, with 3.69 seconds behind at a 109.999. Almost a 110, but not quite. Starting off the formation lap, let's see everybody get in place and let's start this race. Let's see how this goes. The new formation lap is still a work in progress. As you can see, the guys are still trying to catch up, but I believe they've done pretty well. They've all up in line. Race control says good to go, and it's green. We got a 10-lap race around Beckwith Raceway for the first ever exhibition race for the Scrap Mechanic Auto Racing League. Crossing the line, we've got a really interesting first corner. Oh my goodness. Immediately, the first turn meme rises, with Grasshopper getting turned around and pretty much stopping everybody else, leaving only 3 cars in their wake, and then Red Thunder just completely smacks into Black Knight. Wow, okay, well that just leaves Red Thunder and White Ryder up in the front to run for the race. I mean, I guess this is also why qualifying is important, because the higher you qualify, the less likely you're going to get caught up in the mess that happens in the first couple corners. We'll talk to the racers after that to make sure they get a little bit more, I guess, cleaner for the next couple races, but for now, all is fair. They're going to take their time to catch up. They have a handicap, so the people in first place will be moving slower than the people in last, so that we can have a little bit more of a competition. So White Ryder makes a move around Red Thunder, actually, up the outside, but Red Thunder will get the inside and might even try to tap around, but barely misses. Barely misses tapping around White Ryder for that last corner. Coming to the last corner, Red Thunder tries to get into the slipstream of White Ryder, and kind of does. We'll have to make the catch on this very, very long straightaway. Might be able to do it before the line, but doesn't. 8 laps left. The timing and updating board did not get updated for 9 laps left as they crossed the line that first time, because the formation lap counts as a lap, if that makes sense. Now we have White Ryder closely chasing Red Thunder, trying to get the inside run for this chicane. Might be able to pull it off, but gets tapped. Yeah, there's a little bit of contact there, and now White Ryder gets shoved off, and that's letting Sweet Haze and Black Knight catch up to them. Red Thunder is off to the races now with over... Let's checking the timing splits in the top left after they update. It'll probably be over a second, almost over 2 seconds ahead of White Ryder of second place. The rest of the group is now catching up to White Ryder over 5 seconds. Wow, goodness, way over 5 seconds. Hopefully we'll see that gap decrease as the race goes on. As you have it right now, we have first place Red Thunder, second place White Ryder, Blue Bruiser, Grasshopper, Chaos Shifter, Sweet Haze, Black Knight, and Lemon Racer, who seems to be having some trouble with their car. Hopefully they can catch up, but we'll see if they get any lucky or not. Coming into the back straight, we've got White Ryder chasing down Red Thunder, but Blue Bruiser is close behind and might even try to get the inside run for this first turn. Yep, it actually might get up. Grasshopper is there, makes a move on Blue Bruiser, making it 3 wide into the first turn, and that did not end well. Going 3 wide into any turn, let alone the fastest turn of this whole race, is not a good idea, and Grasshopper hopefully learned a lesson. Now we just have White Ryder and Blue Bruiser trying to catch up to Red Thunder. Chaos Shifter is pretty close behind, even after the bad qualifying. That doesn't mean that they're not fast, and they're doing pretty well. 4th place, around 4 or 5 seconds back. Blue Bruiser seems to be trying to catch up and make a move on White Ryder. Coming into the snake is where you can also lose time if you don't do it right, and it seems like Chaos Shifter and Sweet Haze seem to be in a little battle. Sweet Haze makes a savage move down the inside and actually makes it stick really well, forcing Chaos Shifter around the outside and taking the slow way around, and that actually lets Black Knight catch up a little bit, as you can see over there on the right side of your screen, and we'll see how that ends up for the rest of this lap. Blue Bruiser is using the slipstream. Oh, gets out of the slipstream so that White Ryder cannot use his slipstream anymore, forcing White Ryder to go around the outside of turn run. Well, that was a big brain move by Blue Bruiser right there. And they all both caught up to Red Thunder really quickly. And it looks like they're going to try to go 3 wide into turn 2, But White Ryder backs out of it. They actually probably saw what Grasshopper did and slows down significantly, knowing that there's 6 laps left. They have plenty of race. There's no need to make a move now and ruin your race. Coming into the chicane, Blue Bruiser gets past Red Thunder and actually hits the wall, taking too much speed. But Red Thunder gets caught up behind them with nowhere to go and gets slowed down. And that might make Red Thunder a little bit angry at Blue Bruiser. But we'll see how this goes. Red Thunder goes up the inside of Blue Bruiser on that last turn into the snake. Coming up, makes an excellent move. They're side by side, too wide, coming out of the first turn, now into the second Seraph of the snake. Blue Bruiser gets the inside run, and Red Thunder runs White Ryder into Blue Bruiser, knocking Blue Bruiser out, and pretty much gets revenge on that. And Blue Bruiser just is out of luck, gets turned slightly around by Sweet Haze, and now Chaos Shifter is coming up for a piece of the meal. But in the end, Black Knight is the one that actually gets the worst end of it and gets ran into by Lemon Racer way there in the back. Okay, as you have it, it seems Red Thunder, White Ryder, and now Sweet Haze are for the top 3 positions. Blue Bruiser following them up in 4, Chaos Shifter in 5th, and now Grasshopper in 6th, Black Knight in 7th as they got around Lemon Racer. Red Thunder is making a move on White Ryder into the chicane. Let's see if this works. Slows down a little bit to get on the inside and might have the faster acceleration out of the chicane, but we'll see. Oh yeah, they're going to have a good move, a clean move up the inside going into the snake. And let's see how this ends up. White Ryder doesn't take it very well. Gives him a little bit of nudge saying, hey, I know you're there, but it's still a competition. And looks like Blue Bruiser just turned around Sweet Haze. Maybe for something that we missed off camera, but it seems like this is a game of contact and revenge. Red Thunder goes up the inside of White Ryder now, trying to hold on to that move, and White Ryder is having none of it. White Ryder taps them again, but that fighting is slowing them down, letting Blue Bruiser catch up a lot. The clock is ticking for Red Thunder's lead on White Ryder as they cross the line. Let's see how he does. There is a huge slipstream boost, I guess, to the racer's speed as they come down very long straights, and you can see that get executed perfectly nearly as White Ryder gets the inside run on Red Thunder into turn 1 and will have the inside run onto them in turn 2 as well. Red Thunder is trying his best to hold him off, getting close to his tail, trying to see if he can turn him around, and he might actually go for the lunge into the chicane, but does, yes. Red Thunder lunges at White Ryder, knocking them into the wall, and now that's just leaves Chaos Shifter having to make avoiding action to not hit White Ryder, putting her in the wall. Black Knight gets around, and now Lemon Racer might get around, but no. Lemon Racer's luck is just not there today as they run into the back of Chaos Shifter, which was a pretty bad rejoin to be fair. But that turns up a whole lot of changes into positions as now Red Thunder's in the lead, Blue Bruiser is following close behind, and now Grasshopper, who seems to be coming out of nowhere, is now into 3rd, over 2 seconds behind. But that 2 seconds can get changed really quickly on this back straight. White Ryder is in 4th, actually, not too far behind Grasshopper, and we'll see if they can get back up and get their revenge on Red Thunder. Blue Bruiser makes a move on Red Thunder coming to the first turn, just like White Ryder did using that draft, and very clean move actually. Red Thunder couldn't do anything about it, didn't defend at all, as defending isn't part of their coding, but attacking definitely is. Grasshopper now tries to make a move on Red Thunder and doesn't hold it off as he got a little bit squirrely on the exit of that turn, and now Red Thunder is trying to take the lead back. That speed he showed in qualifying is not going away anytime soon. He has to take a wide line across that chicane, nearly getting passed by White Ryder, actually side by side nearly by White Ryder, and hopefully he's going to see if what he does into the snake. No way. Look at that lunge. Oh my goodness. Can we get a replay on that? Red Thunder from distance back completely outbreaks Blue Bruiser and gets off the inside, and now might even hold on to the position. Blue Bruiser was not liking that move, but honestly, Red Thunder made it stick and now gets the lead. White Ryder gets a little bit slow off that penultimate turn, letting Grasshopper by, but we'll see how long that lasts. Okay, now it's Blue Bruiser and Red Thunder fighting for the lead. Blue Bruiser is probably going to have to tuck into the slipstream here and get past them on the first turn because Grasshopper is coming up quickly. Let's see how this ends up into the first corner. 3 wide again. Grasshopper goes for the 3 wide move. Did not learn his lesson, but this time makes it stick and gets past Blue Bruiser. Blue Bruiser gets the losing end of that match and ends up behind both White Ryder, Red Thunder, and Grasshopper in 4th. But Blue Bruiser goes up the inside now, gets into the chicane. It seems like a 4-way battle into the chicane. Now it's a 3-car battle, and now it's a 2-car battle. Let's see how this ends up. clean actually. Only Blue Bruiser got a little bit of the brunt of that, hitting the wall slightly, but catches up behind Black Knight, who seems to have made his way into the lead out of nowhere after being in the back for most of the race. Sweet Haze and Lemon Racer are nowhere to be seen. In fact, Lemon Racer is over 14 seconds back. That's unfortunate. I mean, I guess their name is Lemon Racer for a reason, but let's not make any conjectures. Moving forward, we have White Ryder, Black Knight, and Red Thunder all here in one. Well, actually, Grasshopper and Blue Bruiser are all there fighting for the lead too. This has gotten down. It looks like in the lap analysis, Lemon Racer is putting in fast laps at 107, but seems to keep crashing. And it might be this speed that he's trying to use to catch up that keeps on putting him in the back. It seems like Black Knight has actually put in his fastest lap of the race at a 107.88, and doing really well to catch up into the first group. And that was a 4-5 car pack into the first corner. And this ends horribly for Blue Bruiser and Grasshopper, leaving them a little bit of a spin, and that puts Chaos Shifter into fourth. Okay, now the battle is out of nowhere. White Ryder and Red Thunder, as you can probably tell from the qualifying, but now Black Knight, who qualified really far down and is now for the contention for the lead. You can also see Chaos Shifter, who was dead last, now up into fourth, and now just got past Red Thunder, who seemed to try to make a move on the inside of Black Knight, but was too close to the wall, and that just, didn't end well for anybody. But now look at it, it's Chaos Shifter, White Ryder, and Black Knight all battling for the lead, and it seems like it's going to be between Black Knight and White Ryder. Penultimate corner, and it seems like White Ryder gets around Black Knight, but Black Knight's going to have the inside run for this final turn, and let's see how they go. A big burst of speed out of Black Knight, leaving him up the inside of White Ryder. White Ryder's trying to hold him off, but might not even have the acceleration or top speed to get through. Coming into the line, it's clearly Black Knight. White Ryder seemed to pull out a little bit to just let them pass. Chaos Shifter gets third. Sweet Haze, Red Thunder, unfortunately, gets fifth. And now we're going to finish up with Blue Bruiser and then Lemon Racer and then Grasshopper in last. Sweet Haze actually picks up the fastest lap of the race at a 107.600. Not quite as fast as Red Thunder's qualifying, but during race pace, that's pretty good. Thank you for joining us here at Beckwith Raceway for this beta test of the Scrap Mechanic Auto Racing League races, I guess. We're going to hopefully have more competitors pretty soon, but until then, I think we're going to just hopefully get some feedback from you guys. Let me know what you want. If you want to see longer races, shorter races, closer competition, that'll probably involve me slowing down the cars some so we can get everybody closer together. We can have a longer qualifying session, or maybe have a completely separate video for qualifying than for the race day, so we can have those on 2 different days. Let me know what you guys want. This is an open book and an open league, but as always, thanks for watching.